Hi guys, welcome to another episode on my channel, Charlie Mbappe. Well, first of all, my name is as usual, Mark, and the biggest story we have today is Kylian Mbappe and then his transfer saga. You guys remember I told you football is fun, football is interesting, but when it comes to transfers, there's always a twist, there's always a turn somewhere, somehow. And this transfer window is all focused on Kylian Mbappe. Well, I'll be running you guys through the reason why he's the focus and why he's trending. Quickly, let's get into it. So, basically, the story about Kylian Mbappe is it's a tricky one because we all know Kylian Mbappe is one of the most paid players in Europe right now, especially considering the fact that Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi are out of Europe. Ronaldo is in Saudi Arabia. That Saudi Arabian league is another issue that we'll be talking about later in this episode. Ronaldo is in the Saudi Arabia and Lionel Messi is in Inter Miami where, last weekend he scored spectacular free kick, his debut with Inter Miami. And they are doing wonderfully, but at the moment, Kylian Mbappe is the most paid player in Europe. So you'll be asking yourself, why is there a transfer saga around the most paid player in Europe again? If money is the motivation, you are playing football, you are playing a very good club that you love and you adore so much. You are French international, you play for Paris Saint-Germain, which is based in France. What again could be the motivation and why is Kylian Mbappe in the news and trending based on transfer? He's an interesting, exciting player. Almost everything in the world would want him. So it doesn't make any sense that PSG will let him go next year for free. That is bad business. That is terrible business for PSG. They'll lose so much for letting Mbappe go for free next year. So they have decided that since Mbappe is not willing to extend his contract next year, it's best that they sell him off this season. That has made all the news and every club, interested in signing Mbappe. This is Mbappe we are talking about. Then Mbappe obviously is a very, very good player. He won the World Cup at 19 and he has had so much, talks around his future and then the teams that he'll be playing in, basically, especially because PSG, the team that he plays for, has been chasing the Champions League trophy, but they can't win it. They had Messi, they had Neymar, but still, somehow they can't win it. And it looks impossible, almost impossible for them to go to win it. I don't know, somehow, but the Champions League is very, very difficult to win. So there's been talk about Mbappe's future and Mbappe, moving on to a team that would give him the opportunity to the Champions League. And the team that is most likely to do that from is Real Madrid, which are the obvious biggest team when it comes to the Champions League. So Kylian Mbappe and then PSG reached an agreement last time when he signed the contract extension, even with the involvement of the French president Emmanuel Macron. They signed a deal and everybody was happy. Huge deal which made Mbappe the most paid player in Europe. Now when you want to break down the money that Mbappe is earning at PSG, you go crazy because he's ending weekly bonuses and he's earning royalty bonuses. He's earning so much money. So why the fallout? Now, like I said, the whole goal is to win the Champions League title. In France, they've won so many domestic titles, they are tired of it. They want to win the Champions League title. They had Messi, they had Neymar, but then that band has sort of broken up. Messi is going to Inter Miami. Neymar doesn't look like he's still in his prime to help a team win the Champions League. But we don't really, he also mostly is injured, and Mbappe don't want to carry PSG alone on his back all to win the Champions League. Especially looking at the team doesn't look stable enough for him to even have the hope that he could have. So previously, Mbappe and then PSG had a gentleman's agreement that when Mbappe's contract is running out, he will sign an extension again, where they'll give him more money, obviously. But then Mbappe, looking at the circumstances, the gentleman's agreement wasn't a written contract, it was just a verbal agreement because they were in good terms, obviously. So who would expect that anybody will reach the contract? And then just this summer, the transfer window opened. Mbappe penned a letter to PSG and their board that he's not willing to extend his contract when his contract runs out at the end of this season, which is 2023-2024. He's not ready to extend his contract, which means that he might be leaving on a free transfer. And PSG looking at that situation, that's impossible. Regardless of the fact how good Mbappe is for them, as soon as Mbappe was put on the market, guess what? The Saudi Arabians entered the chat as they've been doing all summer. They've made a bid. The team Hilal, they've made a bid. that team was a team that was interested in signing Messi. The money that they tabled for Messi, I think that's basically the same money that they've tabled for Mbappe as well. Clearly, you know, the Saudi Arabians, they want the big players to come and join their league and, you know, make one of their league one of the best in the world. And that's what they are trying to do now. Like I said, after Saga and everything, I'll be running you guys through what the Saudi Arabians have been doing so far in their transfer market and helping their league get more attention. So basically, Kabe Soleko, which is a Sky Sports pundit, says that a world record fee of £300 million offer from Al Hilal was made from Riyadh as Saudi Arabia on Saturday. It's subject to the approval of the payment schedule and conditional of the signing of an agreement between the clubs. The signing of an employment contract between Al Hilal and Mbappe, the player passing a medical and the transfer being registered with FIFA. PSG have given Al Hilal permission to speak to Mbappe. No indication at the moment that Mbappe wants to move to Saudi. Al Hilal offer is not the only one PSG has received. They have received mix of offers including cash plus players deal. Market for Mbappe is hyper competitive and huge number of clubs have expressed interest in the past 48 hours and are formulating bids. PSG will listen to any offer. They don't care where he goes. They will listen to loan offers, but obviously they will prefer a big transfer fee. If it was left to PSG, they would just sell him to the highest bidder. No emotions. It's just business now. PSG believe they have interested clubs in England, Spain, Italy. None of those clubs could ever come anywhere close to Al Hilal's permanent transfer offer. However, PSG will listen to any and all proposals, including loans for next season. Real Madrid may now be tempted to make a formal bid for the player to make sure they don't miss out on him again. Trust between Mbappe and Madrid said to be close to zero after he signed a new PSG contract last summer instead of moving to Spain. So it's very complicated. It's very complicated and confusing, the whole PSG saga and everything. Now the interesting part is when I mentioned the teams that are already interested in signing Mbappe have made their intentions known to the club PSG. I didn't mention Real Madrid. Now that's the shocking part, because Mbappe is doing all of these things just to go to Real Madrid, be signed by Real Madrid. But it looks like Real Madrid at this point are also not financially stable to be able to make that bid or that offer. I'm sure that they are making a lot of calculations and checks and balances to make sure that they are in the right, place to be able to make a bid for Mbappe. And clearly, it looks like when Real Madrid make a bid, Mbappe is obviously going to Real Madrid. But now Al Hilal has made this record-breaking transfer, offer to PSG, and PSG have already accepted that offer. I mean, it would be crazy for them not to accept it, especially considering that now it's just business for them. They don't care where Mbappe goes. They just want their money for Mbappe, and that's what they'll be doing. And the offer that they've tabled down for Mbappe, well, they want Mbappe to come and play on loan for just a season in Saudi Arabia. They know how big that will be for the Saudi Arabian league. They don't really care as to whether Mbappe will sign a contract extension, whether 4 years, 5. They just want a loan deal. But the loan deal, the numbers are staggering. It looks like it's money laundering up. The numbers are insane. Now let me run you down. So based on what they are looking to offer Mbappe, based on what Al Hilal are looking to offer Mbappe will be making £19 per second, £1.1 thousand per minute, 68,500 an hour, £1,000,064 a day, £11,500,000 a week, £15 million a month, and like £600 a year. Now, that money, it sounds just like figures, but then this is some money that can change Ghana's economy. Let me tell you, it can change Ghana's economy. Just like we are seeing our minister Cecilia Dapa having $1 million, and we are screaming about. Now, this is just multiples of those $1 million. It can change our economy, and this is how big Al Hilal has offered to Mbappe. But the issue is Mbappe is not just looking for money. He wants European football as well, or he will win the Champions. Obviously, he has won the World Cup. He wants to win the Champions League to add to his CV and also put him in contention to be able to win the Ballon d'Or, considering Messi and Ronaldo have moved out of Europe. And so that's the bid that Al Hilal has offered Obviously, they need Mbappe to accept the offer for the transfer to go through. They are waiting for Mbappe's response. It looks like Mbappe will not be signed with them because there was a funny tweet that basketballer Giannis made that he looks like Mbappe and he will be ready to take the offer. Mbappe just laughed it off on the post on Twitter. That has also got many people thinking that he might never sign for Al Hilal. But then it looks like he wants Europe, and Real Madrid. That's the irony as well. Real Madrid are the ones supposed to go for him, but Real Madrid are not also interested, or some they've not made any move for Mbappe. And I'm sure Mbappe at this point is weighing his options. But he also wants to just stay at PSG, run his contract down, and go for free next year. And PSG says that is impossible. However way, we will sell you for some chicken change or some huge money. Because you can't, nothing but team Saga. Now, the money we have paid you and all the investment we made in you is crazy. And also, this is one thing you're supposed to note. I think some somehow PSG are also to blame because they support Mbappe with money and they're making him look like he's bigger than the club or the club is for him. Now, look at if Mbappe waits till August 1st before he signs another contract or signs for another team, he will receive a loyalty bonus of 60 million. That's just loyalty bonus. It's not payment. Loyalty bonus for. Here lies the case. The guy is not even loyal to the club. He wants to leave the club. But hey, this is where we are now, and we don't know where Mbappe will move in next. Probably the biggest favorite for this Mbappe move is Real Madrid. But there are teams that have the money to go to make offers like that. Newcastle just got a new owner. They have filthy money. They can make the offer. Manchester United can also make the offer. But they're also looking at their books and everything before. There are teams that can make the offer. But as to whether they are willing to take that chance on Mbappe, and Al Hilal has made 300 million. If you are an European team, you have to go as much as 200 million to sign Mbappe. And now football is crazy with money and the transfer fees and everything. So moving away from that, now let me give you guys what Saudi Arabia have been doing. Obviously, you can tell that Saudi Arabia, they've made everything even complicated for the European team trying to sign Mbappe, because this money they have tabled for Mbappe, it's impossible for you to beat that money. No European team can beat that money. Yeah, I'm telling you facts on just a hunch or just my gut feeling that no European team can give Mbappe the money and the offer that Al Hilal give him right now. And that's what they've been doing so far in this transfer window. Now let me run you down the players that Saudi Arabian League have attracted and they've signed so far in their league to make their league interesting. Well, obviously, the GOAT, Cristiano Ronaldo, and he has claimed he's the one who has passed the way for everybody to come. Obviously, even though there were players like Musa Marega and then Odion Igalo, but a player with his influence after coming to the league, now a lot of players are joining him. And then, so Cristiano Ronaldo has joined Al Nassr, Brozovic from Inter Milan player has also joined Al Nassr, Seko Fofana from Lens has also joined Al Nassr, Alex Telles has also joined Al Nassr, and Sadio Mane, yeah, Africa, our big, our champion, our darling boy, is also in talks to join Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. Well, let's see how that. Signed Edward Mendy also goes to Mendy. Yeah, the Senegalese has also joined the Saudi Arabian League. Firmino, Mahrez, Alexander Massima, there's Jota, there's Karim Benzema, there's Kante, there's Fabinho's. Talk is still going on, but maybe it might break down because of the issue with his dog not being allowed in the country. Also, there's Ruben Neves, there's Milinkovic-Savic, there's Koulibaly, there's Mitrovic, which is also very, very close, and then there's Malcolm, which is also very, very close. And also, there's Gerrard, who is a coach in the Saudi Arabian League now. There's Henderson. Origi is also rumored to go to the Saudi Arabian League. Now, these are top players who could still be playing in Europe and be making the European League very, very beautiful. But hey, the Saudi Arabians they've nicked them and they are close to nicking some of them. And that's what's making the Saudi Arabian League very, very interesting and very, very dangerous for everyone now. But if one thing is obvious, we will all be looking or paying attention to that Saudi Arabian League when it starts next season. Especially considering Al Hilal. Now, Al Hilal, they have made some very good business, because if you look at Al Hilal, their front three for the next season, the season coming, will be Firmino, Mahrez, and Alexander Massima. Now, they will be tearing the Saudi League apart. Those front three tearing the Saudi League apart. So it will be interesting to watch the Saudi Arabian League next season when it begins. But so that's what we have for you guys in the Mbappe story. We'll be giving you up to date as to whether Mbappe will still remain at PSG to run down his contract and then leave for a free next season, which will be criminal. PSG doesn't want that. At this point, their relationship is broken. We will see what Mbappe will decide and what team he'll be joining. Right, I was Mbappe. I think it looks very, very, reasonable to join Al Hilal for one season. Get PSG their money at least for all the times that you guys have, spent together and all the stresses you've gone to. That is, they should make some money off you. So you go there for a season, 1 year. It's just 1 year. After 1 year, you come back to Real Madrid and come and play for your Champions League spot like one. But hey, I'm not Mbappe. So let's see what he decides. And then the Saudi Arabian League, we'll be watching it as well. So guys, this is what we have for you in this episode. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Like, subscribe, and comment on my videos. Thank you.